The Olympic Games in Montreal 1976. The opening day ceremony takes place without 28 African nations who have boycotted the Games for political reasons. The results of the African boycott is that 23-year-old Filbert Bayi from Tanzania will not be there to run against John Walker of New Zealand in their long-awaited confrontation in the 1500 metres. The rivalry between Bayi and Walker began at the 1974 Commonwealth Games in Christchurch, New Zealand, where Bayi defeated Walker and set a world record for the 1500 metres. In 1975, Walker broke Bayi's world record for the mile in Gothenburg, Sweden, and the scene was set for the 1500 metre duel at the Montreal Games.
Right, everybody was talking about Bayi Walker. Every time I trained, that's all I thought about was beating Bayi. And I anticipated that the Olympics were going to be exactly the same way at the Commonwealth Games. I got myself into such great shape eventually that I felt that I was capable of breaking the world record for 1500 metres. And I thought that possibly at Montreal it would take a super effort of at least 3:33 to break to win the Olympic gold medal. But of course the Olympic boycott came, and then all of a sudden the Africans were gone, including Bayi.
Wessinghage, Walker. Oh, Sturz des Kanadiers. Trat wohl auf die Innenkante der Bahn. Walker, Neuseeland. Wessinghage, BRD. Dann Crouch, Australien. Seaman, Ungarn oder OS.
Semi-final 1 and the 4 qualifiers were John Walker from New Zealand, Graham Crouch from Australia, David Moorcroft from Great Britain, and Janis Zeman from Hungary. In 6th place in his first Olympics was 20-year-old Steve Ovett from Great Britain.
Eamonn Coghlan was very, very impressive in his heats, and I know that the rumour had gone around the village, and I assure you it didn't take very long for rumours to sort of start speculating, and that as far as they were concerned, that I was going to be second or third. Eamonn Coghlan was going to be the toughest one, and maybe him and Van Damme were going to be fighting it out.
9 men lined up for the final, with John Walker from New Zealand and Eamonn Coghlan from Ireland the 2 favourites, having won their semi-finals. 2 others were given an outside chance of winning gold. They were 22-year-old Ivo Van Damme from Belgium and 27-year-old Rick Wohlhuter from the USA. Both had previously won silver and bronze in the 800 metre final 5 days earlier.
Coghlan really taking them on now. Moorcroft dug in second place. Walker goes third. Clement trapped on the curb. The place you don't want to be, but it's very difficult indeed as the pace changes to get away from those positions. 800 metres, 2-3, so that was a 61-second lap. It's not particularly fast. What will Walker do? Will he wait for the finish? Will he go early? Bayi could have solved this problem for him, but Bayi isn't here. Bayi, the dedicated world record holder from Tanzania, dedicated to front running, discards all tactics. For the rest, then, the job's simple. They must either stay with him or die. But there's no one here like that today, and now Walker comes up on the outside to cover any burst. 60, 70 yards to the bell, and what will Walker do? Van Damme moves up to cover Walker. Moorcroft's losing his place slightly. Crouch comes up on the outside. Clement on the curb and can't get away. There's the bell. Walker leads. Coghlan second. Wohlhuter's there. Crouch is there. Clement is there. And Moorcroft forced back around the outside. He's almost in lane 3. Can Clement get off the curb there? He's third at the moment, the Scotsman. Coghlan leads. Walker second. Wohlhuter, bronze medalist the 800, goes on the outside. But the big man from New Zealand makes it now a test of strength from 300 out. Through 200, and Walker leads. Van Damme's there as well. Wohlhuter right there. Goes past Coghlan. Clement still fighting hard with Wellmann. But Walker from New Zealand, the world mile record holder, strikes for Olympic gold. Van Damme second. Wellmann comes through the inside. Coghlan's there for Ireland. Clement coming with a late run, but too late. And Walker goes home, as the great New Zealanders have done in the past. In second place, Van Damme. And third was Coghlan. Third was Wellmann. Fourth, Coghlan. And 5, Clement.
These guys had run second and third in the 800 metres. I was put out. Also, they were very good over 400 metres. I can remember with 300 metres to go that Rick Wohlhuter sort of came up to my shoulder, and I didn't want anybody to sort of get in front of me. And I immediately just got startled and took off as fast as I could.
Coming off the final turn, it is Walker, Van Damme, Coghlan, with Wellmann coming up on the inside. John Walker, New Zealand first. Ivo Van Damme, Belgium second. Paul-Heinz Wellmann, West Germany third. Eamonn Coghlan, Ireland fourth.
Surprisingly enough, after I crossed the finishing line, I thought with the last 300 meters that I knew it coming around the bend, I thought I'd won the race by something like 10 or 15 meters. And I can remember easing down a little bit at the finish and thinking, wow, you know, I'm fine. And then all of a sudden I saw all these athletes sort of flashing up on the outside. It was Van Damme and Paul-Heinz Wellmann. And immediately I crossed the line, I thought, had I won, you know? And it wasn't until I turned around and saw the screenplay of the big video that was in the stadium that I realized then that I'd won. And the other athletes sort of came over and congratulated me.
The victory ceremony takes place. John Walker stands on the top step of the podium. He joins his countrymen Jack Lovelock and Peter Snell as a winner of the Olympic 1500-meter gold medal.
I can remember standing on the platform at the victory dais, listening to the national anthem, feeling very, very proud. I'd done all these points, I'd broken the world records, and I'd won the Olympic gold medal. And I think standing on the victory dais was just, thank God it's all over.